everybody. This thing on. Welcome. Welcome to Northern AI Business Symposium. Thanks everyone for coming out. My name is Ben. I'll be hosting this evening, so hopefully you can keep it entertained. We got a lot of students and fun people in the room. So tonight, for the next maybe 45 minutes, we'll have a chat up here, and then we can kind of open it up for wider questions for the audience. So kind of turn your brains and think about all the fun questions you have around AI. To kick off, I think it would be helpful if maybe we all introduce ourselves. Like, who are we? What are we doing here? How does AI intersect with our work? So I can start. My name's Ben. I work at Adobe on the enterprise marketing side and technology. So I'm using AI every day. I'm kind of building some of it. So that's a little bit about my context. And I don't know if you want to go. Feel free to pick up the mics in front of you, make sure everything works. And yeah, let's introduce ourselves, maybe a little how AI intersects with your work.
Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to see everybody here. So, so glad to have me. My name is Daniel Yuan. I'm the trained medical oncologist and a tumor immunologist. Right now, I'm working at Merck. Major job is leading the global study to evaluate new anti-cancer drug in the medicines. With my long interest in the translational biomarker research, when I spent 14 years at the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, brought me interest in the novel technology. So I'm leading the AI imaging teams within Merck and evaluate particularly imagings in the healthcare perspectives, and happy to learn more other panelists in the AI in business perspective.
Thank you, Daniel. I'm Jason Burnham with Culture Design. I'm an independent consultant. I'm a strategy consultant, primarily focused on helping companies innovate as well as help their organizations transform. I spent the first half of my career in digital media, and over the past 15 minutes really started moving more into change management and transformation. I will probably say I am probably the least technological on this panel. Much of the work that I do are for companies who are trying to integrate AI into their organizations, but need to realize that it's people behind that change. And so it's about how is AI going to impact the people side and also the process side of organizations, and how disruptive that's going to be to different workflows. And so I'll come in and I'll actually help organizations really think through the use cases for AI and then help with the integration process within those organizations.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Meg Thompson. I am the Strategic Architecture Manager for wireless and cellular enablement at CCI and GuideStar. I also have my own consulting practice called Salt Peak, where I work to serve as that digital bridge between enterprise technical applications that are available to the major players like the Microsoft and the Meta type of organizations, and make those types of tools and applications and security solutions available to the small businesses that really make our communities.
Hey there, everybody. My name is Chasen Forhin. I'm the hockey guy that they found out there and said, hey, could you come up here and talk? But I am a fractional HR guy that works with social good entities. And I also have a nonprofit that we founded in 2022 that goes to break the cycles of poverty, homelessness, and food insecurity through a program called Transformation Kitchen. So we use AI. We're starting to use more AI in the nonprofit space and in my HR work just now. So we're learning as we go, just like everybody else is.
Cool. So if you guys didn't know, we have a very fun and mixed panel up here. And I think part of the interesting thing for everyone's experience is you're all bringing something very unique. And so I was hoping we could start, and Jason, I don't know if you're brave enough to take this one, but originally when we had talked, we're talking a little bit about defining terms, because I think it's kind of confusing out there, even for me, and I think for a lot of business owners that will watch this later and people in the room. Like, we have generative AI, we have AI, we have machine learning, we have agentic AI, we might have other things I'm not aware of. So I didn't know if we could take a moment and if you want to take a stab at maybe defining terms, because you had a good framing the last time we spoke.
Yeah, well, I'll start with, let's just start with the different types of AI, right? Well, first of all, just by show of hands, how many people are using AI already? Okay. Now, how many people here use Amazon? Okay. How many people here use search engines? Guess what? You're all using AI. So there's a few different types of AI. I mean, the AI that's dominating the headlines right now is generative AI, right? But let me define kind of the few key buckets, right? There's regenerative AI, right, which is essentially, think about ChatGPT, think about Gemini, right? These are tools that are essentially simulating, right, different types of human intelligence, okay? But there's also agentic AI. Agentic AI is really looking at how you use AI to build automated workflows. And what I mean by that is, if you're using ChatGPT right now or any of the main AI, generative AI apps, you'll see certain modes like agent mode, where you can go ahead and ask it to do certain things for you. And it'll go out on the web and it'll perform different types of tasks. If you wanted to book a trip for you, if you wanted to make a reservation at a restaurant, right? Essentially almost acting like your own personal concierge, right? That's agentic AI. And what companies are starting to do with agentic AI is thinking about ways of automating their entire workflow, right? So this way they don't necessarily need to rely on individuals to do those particular types of task burden types of jobs. But then there's what's called general AI. General AI, or general artificial intelligence, it's theoretical right now, but that's essentially when AI gets to a place where it can reason the same way humans do, all right? And that's coming very quickly. But the reason I asked you about Amazon and social media and search engines is because there's an AI that we've all been engaging with for the past 20 years without even realizing it, and it's algorithmic AI. And algorithmic AI is the reason why you get advertising, right? That is very relevant to you. It's why when you go on Facebook, you get things in your feed that seem very relevant to what you were thinking about or what you were talking about or what you were searching for on the web, right? Because this algorithmic AI is learning all of your behavior on the internet, and then that's all being pulled in by other types of companies to figure out how to serve customized messaging to you, or at least messaging that they felt you will take action on. So I'll pause there and allow anybody else who wants to further define other things. But just in terms of how we're thinking about different types of AI, it's important to recognize that it's just not one whole bucket, right? There are different types of AI to leverage.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. I add on this, back to artificial intelligence, all back to almost 70 years ago, back to 1950s. That time at the Dartmouth summer camp, a few statisticians talking about how be theoretically, right, to optimize this process. Then back to 1985, 80 something, more think about it in the broad applications. In this century, so from 2015 to 2017 is a kind of a game changer. So using the algorithms to apply the different data set. There's also two stages. One is called the supervised learning process. The second part is called self-supervised, self-learning. That part is amazing. The bottom line is supervised. You have to label this data set, let the machine through the algorithm to this. But the self-supervised, actually, the machine learning automatically label this. Okay, this is the, let's say from the patient, this patient's images, this is that patient's images, linked to the patient's age, maybe smoking history, all this. Self-supervised part is really make a game changer, because supervised need still a lot of resource, but the self-supervised training is the learning process, really make all the process. Back to Jason's point, in the last few years, of course, from the initial text, ChatGPT is more text now, video, even music, different dimensions applied. And for those maybe actually who are driving Tesla, could you raise your hand? I'm just curious in this room.
You can admit it. It's okay.
So what I want to say is that Tesla is not a car anymore. It's really through the 9 cameras catching all the videos. The version FSD 14.1, even without the satellite, just purely based on the camera process, and with fascinating, the process could not only for the driving as a car, but also is a bigger battery, right? And to me now is my remote office. I can on the road, doing a lot of things, save my time.